Hello, I'm Donna Arnold and I'm the Story Hunter. I'm so excited about researching ancestors and finding out where they've been, what they've done, try and experience what they experienced. Reality only sunk in the other day when I sort of thought, well, as they arrived, there was nothing here, unlike ourselves when we grow up and we can see old buildings and one day they get pulled down and replaced with a newer building. In their case, there was nothing at all. So they had to start from scratch. So I'm really proud to say that I do have ancestors that were pioneers. Now, Karl and Louisa Fien are from Prussia/Germany, depending on how you want to say it. And they came over from Griefenberg, if that's how you pronounce it, and with 14 other families, and decided to settle on the Logan River. There was no Gold Coast back then. That was it. They decided, found this land, or the land was found for them, and that's where they chose to settle. When they arrived, they were allocated plots of land, and I found information with an old map that shows that right down the very end of Station Road is still now acreage, is where the settlers were given these lands. And the very one down the very point, in a very pointy end of bend of the river, down the end there was the Fiens, and next door to them were the Cronings. Now the Cronings were very good friends with the Fiens. They came from the same area, and it seemed that's the reason they all decided to travel together to come to Australia. After a little while, it was shown in another map that the Fiens actually purchased land further down the river, which is what's now called Eagleby. So they got 40 acres there. Also, at the time of their arriving in 1864, their daughter Wilhelmina was 16. So a couple of years later, she married an Adolf Zander, or Johann Adolf Zander. And they also purchased 40 acres in that Eagleby area as well. So I found a map with that. That was exciting if you find that. Now, Adolf Zander, or the Zanders, both husband and wife, were involved in the pioneering of Beenleigh. Adolf's signature is actually on the request to the government, this Queensland government, to build a school in Beenleigh. So we've got two pioneering families straight off the bat, and I'm just so proud. Karl and Louisa also were involved in building the Lutheran church, and because it was built in 1872, the Zanders would have been involved in that as well. So Karl and Louisa spent their life in the area, and they were laid to rest at the back of, behind the little church, the Lutheran church, in the old historical cemetery. Now, I've actually been there, and I've spoken to the fella who looks after the cemetery, and he's got the original register, handwritten, that shows all the people that were buried in the cemetery, and also he's the only one who understands where to find their plots. So it was a great morning that I spent with Ron Mass, who actually is a descendant of the original settlers as well. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.